focus on today. Why are we talking about this? In my view, geography still matters. You can see from the map on the left, right here, Okinawa is definitely in the middle of things strategically and geographically. You talk about China's efforts for hegemony. You talk about North Korea. You talk about Russia. You talk about economic influence. Okinawa is right in the middle of it. Of course, U.S. has about 30,000 troops in Okinawa right now in varying capacity. If you talk about the bilateral alliance, it doesn't affect only the defense alliance. It crosses all regions, economics, political, people exchange. It focuses on every area. And especially in the world of Trump, it has to be transactional. So what, of course, we focus on these days is, this number's a little bit outdated, but Japan pays about $8 billion annually for the U.S. to be there in some variety of fashion. Now, obviously, Okinawa is removed from Tokyo. What the Okinawans feel pretty much different than this. They see it as almost a burden, a physical burden, and a psychological burden that they have on them that is distant from Tokyo. This is a map of Okinawa. It's pretty well represented here. All the red being U.S. military installations on Okinawa. Up north, you have a lot of forest and jungle that the U.S. maintains. You have key points here, Hanoko, which is a U.S. base that is trying to be built up. You have Fatema, which is a point of contention right now. It's a military base in an urban environment. Then you have Kadena, which is the premier U.S. Air Force base in the Pacific. So to the U.S., definitely high priority strategic implementation. Okinawans themselves, they've always had this complex relationship either with China and Japan being in the middle. They've kind of seen themselves as being independent. The Japanese army came in pre-World War II, they started stripping that away. Of course, the Battle of Okinawa, that in and itself, the Okinawans lost half their population and went through devastating effects. That had a psychological impact in it.